Hello my friends and welcome back. It's episode 14. Let's go back
I
and
always have a backup plan.
do the couple of things that I missed. Apparently I missed a box. There's one. And some guy called Pilot Nimbus. That was some flight, your lordship. Never seen guns like that before, and they're firing from far away, almost beyond the bar, the horizon that is. Who gave those yobs a terrifying contraption like that? The Emperor saved us once, but if they shoot us again, we'll be blown to smithereens for sure. If I get the lordship killed in such a daft fashion, Saint Darusus will make me polish white hot wing flaps with my tongue. Okay, so I might be able to go back to my ship.
Is there money to be made?
Once I've taken care of the anti-aircraft gun. Streets of the capital. What is this? Okay, so I've got a tooltip here, but I haven't got one here.
Rush not dawdle. I won't let it define me. I'll learn from this mistake.
83%, how can you fail?
Success is the only outcome I accept.
How could you fail twice? Yes, I know, 17% by 17%. Light flak armor. Where's my boy? He gets parry based on his armor stat, doesn't he? So that's why that's dropped. Well, it's straight up better than the silly body glove.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
That looks like an item right there. Especially the way it appears and disappears like that. I guess
I always keep my options open.
I don't have the perception for it.
I always have a backup plan.
Change is coming. The edge is nigh.
The blinded ones are harmless. No sense in shooting them and drawing attention.
Fire on the nearest target! Don't kill the tech priest! We need to take him alive!
Find it, and let their enemies win.
What's he doing? Fall back!
May knowledge be thy fate. Let the cycle be discontinued.
The Tech Priest!
Not another step. Flee, for I am death.
By the throne! What is that servant of the Omnissiah made of? Adamantine? Ugh, blast it!
I identify you as a member of a high strata belonging to rogue trader House von Valancius. I am detecting no need for confrontation.
Yeah!
The convoy received an order to meet you. It is no longer functional. Therefore, I propose that we continue to advance to the rendezvous point with the governor's soldiers. I identify as Magos Pascal Haneman of the priesthood of Mars. By the grace of the Omnissiah, I am currently assigned to the maintenance personnel of the station Altar Templum Calixis X-17.
Altar Templum Calixis. I have heard the name before. The station appears on House Orcelio's star charts in the Furibundus system, not far from the void colony of Footfall. You have traveled a long way to come here, esteemed Magos.
This was my doing.
The voices are being weird about him. They're saying garbled, conflicting things. Like they're talking about completely different people. But he's not a threat to you. Even if that's a bit hard to believe after all the fireworks.
Oh great, we found a Tech Priest with a split personality.
The Omnissiah granted me a revelation. The spirit of this machine was dying, but it wished to perform a service, for such was its design. I sensed this and appealed to it. I do not know how I did it. I merely followed my intuition. The understanding granted by the Omnissiah was not permanent. It has left me. I came here to carry out a sacred mission. My mentor, Archmagus Amonat, summoned me, and I hastened to answer his call. But the rabble's unrest prevented our meeting, and I was on my way to Governor Medina to determine my mentor's current location. My escort was ordered by their commander to discontinue their movement and await to be merged with your group. Then, due to their incompetence, they let themselves be killed. It was an unacceptable complication to my task. cessation of vital functions is an unavoidable phenomenon, and therefore an insignificant one. The doctrine of worship repudiates the fear of death. With my mentor's words, the Omnissiah gives me the algorithm for redemption and triumphant service.
God, it's like listening to
I
Showdown.
will be redeemed, and I will triumph. The suffering of the flesh is a negligible factor. Metal conquers. Meat is conquered. I recommend a swift advance.
Who do I stand down? Sister Argenta is actually the one character that's really sucked so far. She just doesn't seem to be able to land her shots. Well, I suppose for now I'll put the custom character away. Since we have plot stuff to do. He's got a lasgun. Oh, he's also an operative. With high weapon skill. His intelligence is also very high. Restore the wounds of an ally once per once per combat. Sure, why not? Machine Spirit Communion applies 1 stack of exploit on all affected enemies. Seems like he gets a lot of bonuses to plasma weapons. Let's take this and just hope that we can find a plasma weapon for him as soon as possible. Okay. Now I need us to find him a plasma weapon.
My competencies are not that universal.
Is there money to be made?
Oh. Oh, a proper bolter.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
A bolter in the bin. This is way better. Although with a slightly lower rate of fire. Actually, is it better? So individual shots are going to be better. So that's one thing. Yeah, irrespective of whether it's worth the change because of the rate of fire change. Now the recoil is lower on the rate of fire too, so even the burst is potentially going to be better. 4 times 10 is 40, obviously. 3 times 14 is 28. And 14, 30, 42? Yeah, it's just straight up better.
Let us not dawdle. This is intriguing.
Does he have, like, really high perception, just out of interest? No. Who is my perceptive character? Wasn't it Star Sign, actually? No, he was Fellowship. The Navigator is the perceptive one.
Keep your wits about you.
The future you see could be the whispers of the archenemy. How can you trust your visions, Adira?
I don't think that's the question you wanted to ask. What you wanted to ask was, how can others bring themselves to trust a despicable psycho like me? Face it, sister. Not everybody's as pig-headed as you are.
Sisters are throwing kaboom for themselves. I am so close to leveling up.
I always have a backup plan.
Sin skin. Plus 5% dodge if the wearer's agility is more than 40. I don't think that's anybody on my team. Hers would be more than 40 if she wasn't injured. Yeah. That's an upgrade. And so is this. Is this not considered light armor? Oh yeah, this does give agility, doesn't it? That's fine.
I always keep my options open. Let us not dawdle.
Kaboom! Well,
I always get the job done. I'll make an example out of you!
Crush them!
I think we are just gonna get to watch the turrets just butcher people. There's like no cover. I am honored that you require my skills. The machine spirit is with us. Well. Oh, this battle is not going to last long.
Let's get to it! I won't compromise my principles.
I haven't got a shot.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
There's no like Overwatch in this game either.
Show me what you've got!
I think these guys are about to find themselves a stubborn smear on the floor.
I know what is to come. But of course, on it.
Pew.
Let's get to it.
Explorers know one route. Forward.
All weapons in a huge area gain additional effects. Recoil is reduced by half. Enemies suffer penalty and dodge issues.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Request to prove combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
I am a navigator.
See you later, Navigator. Ha!
Out of my way!
Big yikes.
The future is never certain.
Wow, this is the first time I've seen turrets be so incredibly potent. My god. These guys were turned into giblets. It was terrifyingly one-sided.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Just have a waddle around, see if anything procs.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Okay, let's do some leveling. Yeah, I was going to get that later. Can I actually get that now? Fire within. All damage over a time fix applied by the Psycho gain 5 plus 5 times Psi rating critical hit chance. So I need base skill Medicae if I actually want to use that in combat. Hmm. 3 times int bonus percentage less damage from enemies affected by exploits. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight, or the Psyker is in cover, all resistance tests. When the Psyker uses a psychic power, all enemies adjacent to the Psyker. Hmm. Let's go with Psychic Mirage. I'm gonna build up my psychic powers. Unless there's some compelling reason to take one of these higher level ones. Three plus int bonus divided by 2 damage on single shot attacks every 5 cells between them and the target. Okay, hang on. Let me just put this here for now. I can get this from this one. Maybe I should reconsider this one. I suppose I am starting to build up abilities that AP might become a problem. Let's go with this. I feel like that's a great skill for operatives, since they're going to be casting this analyze enemies all the time. The first attack deals an additional 5 damage. For the remainder of combat, the bonus damage is decreased to int bonus divided by 2. But what if your int is really high? It could be even better. Forge Rod characters gain stacking 10% bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction against any target they hit with a single target attack. Persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Huh. That seems good. Acceleration protocols if you're going to go melee. What is Machine Spirit Communion? Okay, it's that. Bonuses? What bonuses? Every time Pascal uses plasma or melter weapons, his damage with these weapons increases by 2 times int stacks. Just gotta find him a plasma gun so that he can gain the benefit of his perks. This is where I find out that I don't find a plasma gun for a billion years. I guess athletics. What else? What else would you get? This is 6 now instead of 5, so it must be growing somehow. The warrior ends their turn near an enemy affected by a sworn enemy. They gain 2 plus toughness temporary wounds. Suppose I had planned to get this as well. Two plus toughness bonus, which is like 6, so that's 8. Let's go with invigorating hatred. In a melee combat, he should be able to mark the enemy that he's next to get that bonus to proc. When the psychic uses divination psychic power on an ally without the unnatural luck effect, they gain unnatural luck. When the ally suffers a critical hit, it becomes a normal hit. That seems actually really useful. Hang on, let's put this one on this one, since this one gives me more choices. The enemy becomes a target of any particular psycho ability. Whenever the psycho kills an enemy with a psychic power dealing more damage than the target's wounds, excess damage will be dealt to the enemy closest to the target. That sounds pretty good. Man, okay, much leveling to do. While at full wounds, the soldier has plus 10 ballistic skill and 2 MP. Yeah. Would be great if it wasn't for the fact that you'll lose it as soon as you take any damage. Revel in the Slaughter can be used after 2 kills instead of 3. Until the end of combat, they gain the following stats. This ability becomes available after the soldier kills 3 enemies. Yeah, I think that's pretty good to not have to wait for it. Sure, just keep her as my demolitions expert. Enemies damaged by the navigators suffer 2 times navigator's perception bonus. Hang on 1 second. I feel like we should just ignore her officer skills and just focus on getting these abilities. That could be pretty good as well. Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, I'm going to say that that's it for now. I still don't really fully understand all the game's skills and perks and stuff. But it can always, as I said, it can always be reset at some point. So it's not the biggest deal.
I have a nose for profit and the taste for adventure.
I feel like this immolate skill is not that great. But I am waiting for the skill that will let me mass cast it on enemies. It might be good then. I need another origin talent, I think. I can't remember what it is. I think it's one of these. Yeah, this is it. Target suffers double the damage of the ignite psychic power and half the fire damage of all the burning creatures within the line of sight of the target. Basically, you need all of these. You need this to spread the fire to everybody, and then these further stack the punishment. But I won't get another ability for a while. Alright, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.